Hello, Wagwan. Yeah. I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. We have the land, you were many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none was slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. You from Gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tight dress. We hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them, we not like check. We got gold and diamond, them thing priceless. Timber, bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean not talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So a Marshall, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese slang. Guyana, that's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughters. Is we have the land, what many ask for, we never see Katrina or nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, we nah know none was slippy. Guyana, we say big up on no city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. I the nuclear family, hey master, one up fully. A one-time records, a 592, we think them. Hello, Wagwan.
Hey yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana. Yeah. Hello, Wagwan. Yeah. I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. We have the land, you were many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, we nah know none was slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. You from Gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tight dress. We hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them, we not like check. We got gold and diamond, them thing priceless. Timber, bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean not talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So a Marshall,
we're ready to go with Courdel Jones. You know it's gonna be real from 8 to 9. Bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning, lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way, in every way. Livewire, so in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power.
Good morning to everyone tuned into the program. Sorry for the late start. We're having some technical difficulties here. Don't know what's going on with the software. Nevertheless, we endeavor to be here with you guys at a later time, but not trying to break the cycle too much. Again, I apologize for the late start. Ronald Jones, mind your business in the comment section. That's all I can say to you. Right? Morning to the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Morning to the persons joining us across the diaspora. Especially good morning to the persons in the comment section. Vishnu Shintaman, Carla Daniels, Didi Sobrian, Sarah Mosley, Leslie Mongol, Mike Bishram. You find the location, brother. Nandini Singh, morning to you. Mukesh Vishudat, Chris. Amanda Passad, morning. Abdul, morning to you. I swear my uncle is an idiot. I said, you better bring something good this late. Intiaz Bacchus. You see, Intiaz Bacchus is one of them Guyanese with a lot of faith and spirit and stamina. Intiaz middle name should be Job. Intiaz middle name should be Job because Intiaz got the most faith, like a lot of Guyanese in these Amazon warriors. Listen, the disappointment. Every time I watch, I think that is lose. So I don't watch and the winning. Let me just hear that they win. I want to hear the sad stories from them. Anyway, guys, morning to you again. Sorry for being late. Please share the live so I could get the information around to persons who may not know what we run still this morning. And again, I say please share it because Mark Zuckerberg playing up with himself, and he blocked me from doing my lives on my regular page till October 6th. Anyway, we're not going to go long this morning. Really and truly, I had some things I wanted to deal with, and I had some left over from yesterday, indeed. All right, so first things first. Trouble, people. I thought the resignations were only coming from the APNU, but it seems the AFC might be right alongside them. But in this situation, I don't know if to say, well, this is admirable or this is weak. I don't know which to decide, right? I don't know which to decide what side of the fence I want to be on. Now, understand, the AFC has experienced a total electoral collapse. The AFC secured just around 3,600 and something votes nationally in the 2025 elections. Its worst result since formation in 2005. Once being a kingmaker in government, the AFC is now a political footnote with no real support base. This collapse shows that Guyanese people have fully rejected the AFC's opportunism and empty promises. Matter of fact, don't let me. Hold on. I want to throw this at defeated Nigel Hughes alone. Let me get something. Why this thing won't scroll? Stupidness is this. All right, forget. I ain't bothering with that. I know we're going to have this out for this morning. Left it. Just left it. Right? Now, understand that the AFC is in a leadership crisis. Less than a month after the elections, their leader, Nigel Hughes, resigned in disgrace, abandoning the very people he asked to support him, the very people he wrestled away from Sherrod Duncan for $3,800 or $4,500. Nigel Hughes collect a life vest, check to see if anybody watching, head to the rail of the ship and say, I try that. I gone. A leader who runs away after defeat shows weakness, lack of commitment. So he only wants to be around the AFC in the good times and proves that the AFC is a party in complete free fall. Could you imagine that Nigel has walked away, leaving the AFC, not even with his vision, but leaving them with the vision of a leader like David Patterson? Y'all know where David Patterson's vision goes. Y'all understand how Nigel could do this? The AFC is going to be even more all over the place because at least Nigel had straight vision. Now, trouble in the dance. Nigel, you're a cruel banner. You understand? You're a cruel banner. Even though the executive committee, he wife on this thing, he good friend, David El Pistolero Patterson, right? Beverly, who else on the executive? I sure this just girl that go over there recently, Beggy, Carenza Graves, Andy Bart, beg Nigel. Imagine Nigel bring Kerry out from his hole. I want to say hole. I don't mean it in any derogatory way. Carenza Graves, Andy Bart is not somebody who usually gets involved in politics, right? She generally doesn't like to argue. That's the kind of person she is. She generally doesn't like to argue. So imagine he go and bring somebody out from, well, let me say he took her off the fence. Well, she never really wanted to support the PPP. She never really came out to say, well, I support this party or that party or the this or the Tara. This go wrong. Carenza Graves, Andy Bart, and for whoever knows her, it was surprising to me. Carenza Graves, Andy Bart came out as a candidate on a political party list. And the people who get her to come out, gone and left her. Right? Gone and left her. So the national executive of the AFC begged Hughes, look, we understand you're useless. We understand you bring no political capital to the party. We understand you being here. And no matter how eloquently and deep your voice is, you know, and but better must come and all the sloganeering that you went on with. We understand that it brought nothing to the AFC. No new votes. You understand me? We understand that it brought nothing new to the AFC. Not a new supporter. It didn't encourage an old one to come back. Nothing at all, Nigel. And despite all of that, your national executive still begging you, oh God, Nigel, don't left me. You gonna look bad. I be gonna look bad. Don't left me, Nigel. Still, Nigel said, middle finger to the sky. I try there. So Nigel's decision to leave shows that he himself, the captain of the ship, the leader of the party, the person who's supposed to chart the way forward towards the next election, has no faith in the AFC survival. So he didn't even say, man, you know something, I can step back and let somebody else go up as leader and I can work. Once he cannot lead, he is not interested in it. So he may be just as bad as Aubrey Norton. He's just as bad of a leader as Aubrey Norton. The world was saying to Aubrey Norton, no one will elect you for president. You're unelectable. And Aubrey's like, middle finger to the world. I'm going still. Nigel said, the only way I'm coming back to the AFC is if I come back there in charge and everybody got to do what I say. And if you don't do what I say, left the party. Well, he didn't say if you don't do what I say, left the party. Because he's a lie. He could sue me easy. But that was the kind of feeling party members in the AFC was having. If you can't do it, Nigel, you said beat out and go. And look at that. The persons who beat out and went, going back to they're going back to Parliament. And poor Nigel can't reach yet. Can't reach yet. So clearly, Sherrod Duncan had some political capital, Nigel, and probably a little more than you. You may have had the political capital at the party congress indoors, but on the road, him, Sherrod run things. Jarita has more political capital than you. She's going back to Parliament. She took your votes and handed to Aubrey, and Aubrey rewarded her with a parliamentary seat. Right? Now, since leaving the coalition, the AFC has had a chronic decline. Now, they have been on this downward spiral since it broke that attachment. It alienated its former supporters. They lost credibility at the 2020 elections with lying Cathy Hughes, but Russians and Ramjitan. But they deport Russians and this and that. Never see a photo of a Russian yet. Never even see immigration CCTV footage of them ushering the Russians in handcuffs onto the plane to deport them. Lying Cathy Hughes. I could say that without worrying about being sued because you're a liar. And that is a video that is online all over. You and Kemraj Ramjitan are two lying Guyanese. A lying Afro Guyanese and a lying Indo Guyanese. Horrible people. You understand me? So they were on this downward spiral since then. The supporters lost confidence in them with their rigging attempt. They lost all credibility on the international scene because persons knew exactly what was going on because we live in an age of social media. So all the lives were there. The photos were there. So a thing happened live. And guess what? AFC had the biggest set of balls ever. Because after they treated their supporters the way they did in 2020, after they lost the credibility they had, and they lost the confidence of the Guyanese people, it's like, frick that. We like the PNC. When elections come again, they go vote for we. They didn't decide to go and work and rebuild the trust of the people. They didn't go out into communities and show Cathy, Lion Cathy Hughes and Camera Ramjatan. Y'all ain't going to the communities and say, you know something, we talk about these Russians. Look, these Russians here. We come to show y'all direct. We want to make it look big and thing. We want no story with Russia. But these is the people here. These is the people here. This is the dossier information. And this is why this one correct and this one different. They didn't give you nothing. These are our AFC, APNU SOPs. They didn't go to the communities to do that. They didn't give a darn about the voters until elections announced. Their showing alone at nomination day was clear enough. I don't know what David Patterson stumbling and bumbling and trying to explain the high levels of mediocrity exhibited by the AFC. Right? So they didn't decide to go and rebuild the trust from the voting population. So this resignation only confirms what many already knew. The AFC is finished as a political force. The amount of internal confusion in that party. Now, remember, the National Executive Council or Committee, whichever one they call it, had just reaffirmed Hughes as leader days before. Days before that, yes, this man is the leader. Showing clearly that they're confused, divided, and in a serious crisis. Instead of focusing on people's issues, they're trapped in infighting, power struggle, and survival games. That somebody should go and film at the AFC headquarters there. This could be Hunger Games Part 3. Guyana edition, Hunger Games. This is the death. This is the death of a party that once promised change, but delivered literally nothing to the Guyanese people. This is a party without purpose. The AFC was formed to be the alternative, right? They were formed to be the alternative. That third party force. Today, it's a party without identity, without support, and by golly me, without a future. Jesus. The people of Guyana are moving forward with real development under the PPPC. Leaving the AFC to sink into the irrelevant party that it is. So Hughes' resignation is not a surprise. Leaders with no vision and no backbone cannot withstand political defeat. His exit confirms that the AFC is collapsing from within. And even its own leaders no longer believe in its future. If Hughes truly cared about the people, he would stay, he would rebuild. But his decision to quit shows the AFC was always about personal ambition and not service. This resignation is the final nail in the coffin of a party that betrayed its supporters and Guyana's trust. AFC is a political corpse used as a captain abandoning a sinking ship or his sinking ship reassures me that the PPPC is still the only party with stability, vision, and results for Guyana. Right? Under the Ramatara presidency, I think that was during the period, and you can't call this resigning because the general secretary, the leader of the PPPC, was doing other work, right? The PPP was not in opposition at that time. President Ramatara was president of Guyana, so he was off doing other things. When the PPP lost the election, in true fashion, leaders within the PPP stepped up, more so the current General Secretary, Vice President Dr. Barjagdio, stepped up and showed leadership, admitted to the possibility of making some wrong steps in the past and endeavored to correct, re-engage their base to ensure they retain the support they had, go into non-traditional areas to increase the support they had with more support that usually would go to other people. Right? And that is how the PPP beat the APNU AFC at the 2020 elections, because they went back, reassessed, did their groundwork, and came again. That is leadership. That is vision. And that's what you get with the PPP. That's the difference. That's what you get with the PPP. So, Nigel, I guess it's back to the courts for you, back to losing all those cases again. You understand? I guess David is going to take over as leader, and we don't know where the AFC is going to be going from here. Where's the vision going, David? Where? Let me stop. Listen. Anyway, guys, y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. I told you I was going to be a full episode this morning. I have to comment on one more thing before I go. So I don't understand what's it with Starbrook News. I wasn't invited to the press conference neither. Oh gosh, what happened? Starbrook News giving me this Ask Muhammad vibe. You understand? Starbrook News giving me this Ask Muhammad vibe. Victim, victim, victim. Something always happened to them. Something always happened to them. Something always happened to them. It's ridiculous. No, they didn't get invited to press conference. And no more than the editor or owner putting out this information. And wouldn't even give an apology, given the fact that evidence was given or to prove that Starbrook News was invited via their presidential journalists representing them. That's assigned to the presidential press corps. If she couldn't make it, fine. That's not their fault. In media work, people call press conferences just like that. It's happened. It's not unheard of. If you can't make it or you can't send a replacement or whatever it is, fine. But don't pretend like nobody didn't invite you, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. The president, the vice president, the prime ministers, none of these ministers, well, from the last administration, because I haven't interacted with everybody from this administration. None of them have ever shied away from any reporter asking any question, ever. None of them never get so buzzedy because a reporter asks a question, they're going to jump into the wrong vehicle. Never. You understand me? They don't run. So I don't understand what's really going on with Starbrook News. Then I saw one of the reporters was commenting under a Demerara Waves article when Dennis Shibral interviewed the ambassador of Venezuela to Guyana, when he said there's no collaboration between Maduro and the Mohammeds. And she was under the post like, oh, really? So they lied? You expect the ambassador for Venezuela to admit to a collaboration between Maduro and Mohammeds? Come on. Like, y'all for real? Okay. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Please be good Guyanese out there. Y'all look out for the people who may not be looking out for you. And how I didn't get this here to work now. Why this thing is scrolling by? And as I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. One Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one